So I'm going to get a little deep this morning, and I want to ask you, why did you decide to become a stay-at-home mom? I know, it's early, it's really early for that. But no, I mean, why did you decide to become a stay-at-home mom? Was it financially? Was it because you absolutely wanted to as a conscious choice? Was it because it just made sense? Was it because you're a mom that wants to homeschool? Was it because you had pressure from your in-laws to do so? Or you had a stay-at-home mom, or maybe your husband's mother did. So it was like, well, it's your turn. There's so many different circumstances and situations in our own lives that, lead us to the choice to be a stay-at-home mom. If you even feel like it's a choice, believe it or not, there's a lot of moms who feel like, that's what I have to do, and don't stop and acknowledge it is a choice, regardless of where pressured or, however it happens. It's a choice at the end of the day, because it's something that we have to choose day in and day out. And you may think, well, I don't have a choice. Everyone does. Everyone does. Everyone absolutely does. We just don't see it that way, and I totally understand. I'm a stay-at-home mom too, obviously. So, just getting back to the question, why did you decide to be a stay-at-home mom? And check this out, because we keep it conscious around here. So that was the story then, and it may be now, but I encourage you to take what you've claimed is the reason why, and kind of look at it from different perspectives. Is that really how it happened? Is that really true? Is that really how I want to view it? With the wisdom that you have now, you may look back and say, well, actually, and view it from a more conscious perspective. So I encourage you to not only ask yourself, why did I become a stay-at-home mom to begin with? And then to really sit with it and really look at it, and to also evaluate. It can go both ways, honestly. Obviously, you can look at it and say, man, this is not really something I chose, but obviously I love doing it now. I just, of course, my choice now. Or you can look at it and say, yeah, that's why I did this. That's why I started. And it could reignite that passion and your love for the decision to be a primary caregiver, more hands-on caregiver to your children. So it's just really cool. It's kind of like looking back at your wedding photos. I have a scrapbooking album, one of each of my kids' book, and I used to have one of my former marriage, but I remember going back to those photos and looking at that time frame, so it's kind of like the same thing. We forget that. I don't know if you guys ever stop and think not how you became a stay-at-home mom, but what was the reasoning for becoming a stay-at-home mom. But it might be really cool to go back to that, just like that scrap, but to go back to that and just kind of look at it. You don't even, it's not for you to judge. It's not for you, feelings may come up, I totally understand, and it's probably not even negative for you. You're probably really excited about how you decided to become a stay-at-home mom and in the conversations that you had. So nevertheless, I encourage you to look at it from just a higher perspective and just look at it. Like, what is your story? How did you become a stay-at-home mom? Did you have conscious conversations with the spouse about it? Did it just happen? Look at it and just sit with it. Like, oh, that's how I became a stay-at-home mom. That was the conversation. That was the choice. So, I know my situation pretty good. It was planned. It was a conversation. For me, it was like I didn't really know about the title, and I won't get into too much. But it wasn't like I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. Like, it wasn't like a title like that. It was, I'm going to stay home with the kids. I had experienced a lot when I was younger, and I wanted to be there, hands-on with my kids. My kids were planned. Big whoop-de-doo. But like the family was planned. It was nothing caught us off guard except for motherhood. That was that was an experience that caught me off guard because I had to grow into this position. But all sarcasm aside, it was a choice. The conscious conversations were had in regards to this, and of course more to the story. And when I sit back and I look at my very own answer, I'm able to see things. Especially backed with the wisdom that I have now, going on 11 years. And that's really awesome valuation. It just continues to confirm within myself what I know in my heart of hearts is I love being a stay-at-home mom. I wouldn't change a thing about it in the sense that I don't, I partake in other things, but for me, going back, it reinsures that I'm in alignment. It makes sure, it helps me really make sure that this is not, it's just no second guessing. But it's different for everybody. It's different for everybody. Like, just to throw this in there before we wrap this up, is that I am no longer married. So although it was a conscious conversation within my marriage, me going back to that just let me know that things can still change. You see what I'm saying, ladies? Is things can still change. It doesn't mean that everything is the same. It just means that, I'm in alignment with being a stay-at-home mom, but I was no longer in alignment with being married. So it's just, it helps us as women really stay true to ourselves in a position that seemingly requires us to give our all to everything, our kids, our partner, our this, our duty, our role. But you're still a human being. You're still an autonomous being that needs to be in alignment. And when we don't look at these decisions and we don't look back and be conscious about it all, we can lose ourselves. You will lose yourself. If anything, that's synonymous with being a stay-at-home mom, is losing your sanity. And it doesn't have to be that way. Far from it. So yeah, just ask yourself and kind of look at it from that perspective. Today, I would love to connect with you guys below, but to keep within our time frame, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 a.m.